See? Don't worry, that's just the power of the art!
Feed your kids the arts. For 10 simple ways to learn how, visit americansforthearts.org.
Welcome back once again to Campus Stories. I'm Brooks Bratton, back alongside Luca Guardabascio. Luca, before we went to break, mentioned a little bit that you're not only a filmmaker, you're an author. Tell me a little bit about some of the books that you've already written, and then I understand you have one coming out very soon.
Yes, well, I've written, for now, I think 5 books, yes, and 3 of them are important for me. Well, the most important is the next one, but I love the history, I love the psychology, so I try in my book to mix these 2 things. And my first book, it was a success for Italy because I sell, I think, 10,000 copies of this book. So for a young man, I was 28, was very, very nice. And I sell this book all over in the high school because they use this book like a book for their study. Okay, so they're talking about friendship, and Israeli guy with a Palestinian guy. They lived together in the same apartment in Italy. It was a funny story, but to the end it became tragic. Remember the tragic comic? Then the second one, it's a novel, a lot of short stories, because I love writers like, for example, Ray Bradbury or Stephen King or Richard Madsen that people sometimes forget. Ryan Serling, it was the creator of Twilight Zone. I love him, and I love his touch, and all my prediction in these short stories are link with Rod Serling. So I use sci-fi, I use horrors, I use thriller, in particular way of life. I call this style marron, that is a fusion. In marron it means brown. It's a fusion of a black comedy and yellow. Yellow is the word that we use for, say, thriller. It's a fusion of these 2 elements, and they produce this new genre for Italy that is marron. The last one was detective stories, where this guy, carabiniere, we call Italian policeman, have to discover the killer in the stadium, soccer stadium. So it was very close to our roots, but it's one of the first character, the main character that come from Africa. He is a guy that come from Africa, and after all his sacrifice, he starts to be a policeman in Italy. We don't have this kind of thing like you have in America, like, for example, Tibbs with Sidney Poitier. We don't have this person that come from Africa and are policemen. It's not very frequently. The last one, the next one, come out in December. I love this book because it's a little bit autobiographical. It's a little bit biopic on this one. But my point of reference come from Stand By Me, Stephen King's Stand By Me, and Man Creeks is a movie the 3 or 4 years ago that won the independent festival, Robert Redford Festival. I forget the name of this festival. And it's a story, teenager story, that they happened something very, 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 very bad. One of their friends is killed by another guy. So in the quiet and nice summer 1983, it's happened this bad episode. So they start to grow up very, very quick after this murder. So this is my passion. And you ask me for then another question?
Yeah, well, the next one coming out here in December certainly sounds very intriguing and compelling. And you mentioned you hope, obviously, it will not only be out in Italy, but you're hoping to have it here in America as well.
Yes, because I link in London. I hope that they can translate my book, because because I think that you can love this book like I loved when I wrote this story, because I think that this generation, the new generation, changed and they lost some point of reference that we had, like the family, like the respect. So all the persons say me, oh, you are Italian, you like Jersey Shore. I say, no, no, this is not my roots. Mm-hmm. This is not my character. I love the big quality. I love the love. I love the good feeling. And in this now, in this particular time, you open the television and all is sex. Can I see sex here? Yes. Mm-hmm. All is sex and all is porno. So when you see some particular program, you understand that the culture is a little bit broken, and the culture sometimes means porno, because in this way you can have much more audience. Mm-hmm. And this is a wrong thing, because the erotic thing are different from porno. Mm-hmm. So there is cultural about the erotism, but it's not culture about porno, about sex. So I don't like this kind of thing like Jersey Shore. Yeah. I'm sorry, but I don't like.
Yeah, well, it's definitely, they've mentioned a bunch of times half of them aren't even Italian, yes, so it's a bad representation.
So Big Brother, yes, it's an experiment. It was an experiment, yes. Big Brother. But now I get bored about that. We have the 13th edition of Big Brother in Italy. I am very bored of this.
Yeah, well, and you said you love film, you love being an author. Very quickly, one more question before we go to break. You also love football, or as we know it here, American soccer.
Yes.
Why football?
Why football? Because I played football until 1993, 1994. I still play football, but in very easy way. I was in a League One, and was funny because I not in the we call it attack, mm-hmm. in the first line, but I was in the second line, in the midfield. Mm-hmm. But that year, the last year, I scored a lot of goals, mm-hmm. and I say, well, this is a success for me, so I have to stop now because I want to write, I want to be a director. But I love the sport, and I'm very proud to be here in Pennsylvania because you love the sport as well. Not soccer, but football and mm-hmm. hockey and baseball. Baseball is too quiet for me. Yes. But I love your culture.
Yes, you're in the right place, especially Pittsburgh for a sports town.
Yes, football is amazing.
And we will be back in just a second to wrap things up with Luca after the break, so stay tuned.
Weight loss, it's one of the many ways to fight osteoarthritis pain. For more information on managing pain, go to fightarthritispain.org.
I present to you Algebra 2, Foreign Languages, and finally, Biology. Who among you will step up to their challenge?
Me.
Yeah, I'll do it. Me too. Sign me up.
Take on the tough classes now. You need them to prepare for college.
Welcome back once again. Finishing things up with Luca Guardabascio here on Campus Stories. Luca, one last question before we head out. Here at RMU, you're certainly enjoying your experience thus far. What do you think of RMU so far, and what do you hope to accomplish by the time you leave here in December?
Well, I enjoy my time. It's a wonderful time. It's a nice weather, nice city. I love this university. It sounds very different, and you have a lot of activity that I love. My plans are that I want to know much more better your country first, Pittsburgh. I want to enjoy all the things, especially the art. Maybe I wish to go in the Andy Warhol Museum in Pittsburgh, enjoy the city. That is amazing. You come out of the tunnel and you see this beautiful city that I saw sometime in some Italian movies. So I want to enjoy my time here, and I here until December the 7th. So I'm here for the Thanksgiving too, maybe. But in my plan, I want to go in another city, in another country. I want to go in Delaware, because I want to see the ocean from there, because a very little state that in Italy we don't know very well. Then I want to go to the lake, Erie Lake, near Cleveland, and I want to film something there too. Then I want to go in New York because I have relatives there. But I discovered very nice city and very kind people here in Pittsburgh, because sometimes in New York maybe they are they have much more stress, they have much more thing to do, but I appreciate your way of life, because here you are full of, we call humility. And the president too, Gregory Delomo, it's a nice man.
Yeah.
The boss in Italy sometimes are a little bit posh, but this guy is wonderful.
Yes.
So I love all the person like Ida, Lisa Nat. So I enjoy my time, I think. And in my plan are that I want to film something here, because I have a very close friendship with Donny Most, the Happy Days guys, the red guy. I don't know if you remember him. And I want to take him from Los Angeles, bring here, and film some of my new movies with this guest star. So I hope that all of you can come on my set and give me a big hand in this movie that I want to film here. So I wait you, and maybe you wait for me next year. I want to come back here. I want to come.
Fantastic. Well, we hope you'll come back. Luca, it's been an absolute pleasure speaking with you this morning.
Thank
We say
you.
ciao to go.
Ciao,
goodbye.
and I enjoy my
You enjoy your espresso.
cafe. It's cold now.
It's cold.
Yes.
No more hot.
Okay, yes.
Luca, thank you so much. It's
No,
been an
thank you.
absolute pleasure. We do want to remind you that we underwent some changes over the summer here at RMU TV and the Academic Media Center. You can now watch Campus Stories and all of our other great programming anytime at our redesigned website. Just visit rmuamc.com. You can also tune in to RMU Radio 24/7 at rmuradio.com or on iTunes under College Radio. And our new RMU Media website contains articles from the RMU Century newspaper, video clips, and all sorts of intriguing content. Click anytime at rmucenturymedia.com. I want to thank once again my guest, Luca Guardabascio, for joining me today. And for all of us here at Campus Stories, we'll be back in a couple of weeks to speak with someone else who's making a difference here at RMU. For all of us upstairs here on the floor, the crew, I'm Brooks Bratton. Thanks so much for tuning in. We'll see you again soon. Take care.